Hello, in this video we'll be looking at classifying triangles and also the triangle inequality theorem. So the goal here is to be able to name a triangle by its sides, to be able to name a triangle by its angles, and to be able to determine if three segments could make a triangle. First off, we need to classify a triangle by its sides. If a triangle has no congruent sides, then that triangle is scalene. If you look here, you have this triangle 4, 5, and 6 on the sides. 3.2, 4.6, 7.1, those triangles have no sides in common, so we'd call that triangle scalene. Next we have what are called isosceles triangles. This is if a triangle has two congruent sides, then it's an isosceles triangle. So 6, 6, 5, and then of course these little marks here mean that the triangle has two congruent sides. So this side is congruent to this side. Isosceles triangles have two congruent sides. Equilateral is when we have a triangle that if a triangle has all three sides congruent, then it's an equilateral triangle. So when all three sides are the same, then the triangle is equilateral. If you think of the word lateral, like in football or soccer, it means to do something sideways or a side. So equa means equal, so equal sides. Let's move on to classifying triangles by angles now. If all three angles of a triangle are less than 90 degrees, then the triangle is an acute triangle. So if you look at this first triangle on the left, 62, 62, 56, all three of these angles are less than 90, so it's acute. Here you have 50, 85, and 45, which are all also less than 90. Therefore, that one will also be acute. You have your obtuse triangles. That's if one angle in a triangle is greater than 90 degrees, then the triangle is an obtuse triangle. So you have 100 degrees, which is bigger than 90, 120, which is bigger than 90. So that makes an obtuse triangle. The third case we'll talk about is the right triangles. If a triangle has one right angle, then the triangle is a right triangle. This little square makes it a right triangle, of course, and that's 90 degrees, exactly 90. Because less than 90 is acute, bigger than 90 is obtuse, and exactly 90 is a right triangle. Finally, one last type is an equiangular. So this is similar to an equilateral in that all three angles are going to be congruent. And we also know that that all equilateral triangles are equiangular because you have three angles that are going to be the same. 180 degrees in a triangle divided by 3 gives you 60, 60, and 60. Okay, the last thing to look at, and probably the newest concept, is the triangle inequality theorem. This theorem is when you add two sides of a triangle together, the sum will be greater than the third side. So what I always say is add the two smaller sides and see if it equals to be bigger than the third side. So if you look at our first example, you have sides of 3, 6, and 8, and my two smaller sides are 3 and 6. So 3 plus 6 is greater than 8 because 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 is bigger than 8, so that is a triangle. Example here is sides of 2, 8, and 4. Well, your two small sides are 2 and 4. So 2 plus 4, that is less than 8 because 6 is less than 8. So this is not a triangle. Those sides could not make a triangle. So right now, you're going to go ahead and try a couple out on your own and see if you can do them. So give these problems right here a nice little try and see what you can do with them. See if these three problems form a triangle. So I'd pause the video right now and try it out. Okay, so on the first one, if we look at your two smallest sides, it's 5 and 6. So 5 plus 6, is that greater than 10? Well, that's 11, and 11 is greater than 10, so this is a triangle. Those sides could make a triangle. On number 2, 3 and 7 are your two smaller sides. So 3 plus 7 is 10. And is 10 greater than 10? No, it's equal to, not greater than. So those three sides could not form a triangle. And finally, on the last one, 6 plus 8, is that bigger than 12? Well, 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 is bigger than 12, so this could be a triangle.